Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. Lactose jams. We're on this little other half kick as of late. Not too shabby of a kick to be on. Yeah, this is their Space Daydream. I don't think I've reviewed this before. If I have, we're reviewing it again. Daydream. This is a double dry hopped Imperial oat cream India Pale Ale. Their Daydream series is their lactose-based series. So you get a little bit of milk sugar going on in this sucker. It is 8.5%. It contains Galaxy, oats, and milk sugar. That's it? Really? That's all you got going on in there? I bet you there's more than just that. Yeah, other half, like I said, I've just been on a little kick lately. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just in the mood for some hazies. Maybe it's just some people like cucumbers pickle. I don't know. So let's dive into this sucker, see what's what. Brewed by Other Half Brewing Company, Brooklyn. BK. It says BK in the bottom. It was born on July 10th. And it says here, an Imperial IPA brewed with milk sugar, oats, and a single hop variety, Galaxy. So that's a single hop? Okay. Notes of candy, passion fruit, peach, and guava. Smooth and dreamy. Yeah. It's very rare for me to shut up for that long period of time, so I figured I'd treat y'all. It was alright. You know, as far as other half labels go, I can make fun of them, but I actually do usually dig them quite a bit. This one's a little bit meh for me. There you go. I said it. Beer-wise, that looks like a big, huge, turbid, rich, lactose-laden IPA. Just that erring towards white that is unmistakable when it comes to kind of some of these lactosey jams. Infinitely fluffy, creamy kind of head on it. Looks all the parts of a double IPA with that bit of milk sugar. Let's get a nose. Okay. I'm getting something weird here. And by weird, I mean, it's, you know, you think about these lactose IPAs, you think about these milk sugar IPAs. It's not a milkshake IPA, but it's a lactose-based IPA. First thing you're coming in mind is just this shave the edges off. That's kind of what lactose does a lot. It kind of makes any kind of sharper sugars become like more of a rounded, softer thing. And that could be the case here. You know, definitely getting like a confectionery sweetness from it. But there is a ranky-dank thing floating around underneath the annals, the top, the seal, the body, there's something in here. That's what I'm trying to say. That is kind of like mean mugging, like hop. And I kind of dig it. Like almost like old school. Like not necessarily, we're not Capian, but we're kind of getting a little ranky onion and garlicky thing floating around back there. I'm excited. Because there's not much else to it. There's a soft fruitiness, nothing too crazy, soft little lactose. The nose actually, aromatically, isn't like hyper aggressive and over the top. But there is that mean mugginess lying beneath. It's like Jaws. Dun, 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 dun. Just floating underneath there, and I think it's going to come out. One way to find out. Cheers, y'all. Yeah. That's a fun beer. And it's fun. That is the classification of this beer. Fun. There is this just filthy, ranky, onion scallion, dirty mean muggin' hop that is just beating down the door trying to get at you. It's tempered a lot by the sweetness of the beer, by that lactose, by that milk sugar, by that oatiness of the beer. All that cushion is helping restrain it, you know? But it just wants to get out. It's like an Incredible Hulk of a beer right here. It's just... And not like freak out like early Banner like Incredible Hulk. It's more like later Scarlett Johansson kind of rein him in kind of Incredible Hulk. Every single comic nerd's going to get angry at me because I didn't say Black Widow instead of Scarlett Johansson. So, not a comic book nerd. Just saying things. Anyway. And that's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and say this is the best double IPA I've ever had in my life. It's free writing the books. It's so amazing. It's crazily well made. it's just fun. And that's what these beers are supposed to be. So maybe it is one of the better ones I've had because it is fun. It's just a fucking fun beer. It's a fun beer. It's a fun beer that's doing fun effing things. Listen, if any beer is supposed to be that, I think it's Imperial Lactose IPAs, so I'm not going to apologize for it. But there is almost like a disconnect to it. It's sweet sugar water with lactose and a ton of hops on it, that with a fruit trying to fight along with that kind of bitterness. But it's just that juxtaposition between that soft lactosiness and then this mean mugging, oniony, scalliony. They're saying it Galaxy. This is like old school Mutueca, Southern Hemisphere, just rank onion funk that I miss so much. And to get it in such a different package, to get it in something that is not supposed to be like that, you know, it's a fun beer. It's a fun beer. It's like I can feel just onion on my back of my throat. And it just excites me because it's wrapped in such a dainty package. That feels awesome, as you want to be on these kind of beers that you expect them to be. There's like a flute. There's a flute. No, Ron Burgundy isn't inside this beer. There is a fruitiness that is a generic kind of fruit medleyness. And that's why fruit kind of came in there about the beer. That kind of is generic, but it works for this beer because what it does is like, okay, I'm getting this non-sharp and not sharp-edged sweetness that your lactose will play. I'm getting this fruit medley that's kind of, you know, just this homogenization of hops, this bomb-ass mouthfeel, and then just this horror, mean-mugging, crazy rank hop that's trying to just, like, it's being restrained by everything, but it's trying to fight through, is by far and away the coolest part of the beer. Don't get that really in any form or fashion nowadays. I think a brewery like Other Has is probably the only brewery, one of the few breweries, let's put it that way, that can do it. Not because other breweries might not be able to. It's more so that they can. They're like, we're just going to make this beer and people are going to dig on it because we're Other Half. So they have the balls to do it. I think this is one of the funner IPAs I've had. Like, again, this is one of the best. One of the more viscerally knee-jerk, like, this is the tastiest thing I've had. And a certain if you frame your mind a certain way, I can make that kind of conversation, but it's more so just that ebb and flow of that fighting of that hop between that kind of traditional kind of pastry lactose thing that is usually all about, you know, bips and bobs and puppy dog tails, and no, it's boys are made of that. I'm talking bows and rainbows and stuff. You know what I'm trying to say. One part of it's pretty rank and danky. The other part's really fluffy and creamy and fun and bright and not serious, and just that clashing makes it work. There you go. I've said that 45 times in 13 different ways now. I think this is fantastic, and I think it's one of the more funner. We're gonna put a couple of in there. 4 beers I've had in quite some time. End sentence. You don't say ABV or anything like that. Mount Rushmore status. Double IPAs. I don't know. I want to put it there, but I'm not sure. Lactose IPAs, yes, without a doubt. Just that fighting back and forth between that rankiness and that prettiness. I shouldn't say pretty because it's not pretty beer. Daintiness, that's what I talked about. Daintiness of the beer. I think that works. Yes. Valued availability, $21. Off the shelf. And leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like that, if you miss the days of the oniony, scalliony rankiness, but you do dig on these kind of beers, these kind of, you know, Haysbro, hop thoughty kind of lactose IPAs, and you want to see them get in a fight together. It's almost like Live Leak of Hazies in that sense. It's just like something you didn't know you wanted to watch. When you watch it, you just can't turn away. It's kind of like that thing. You know, so if you dig those two elements, you want to have them both back in your life for a very fun kind of menage a trois. This is going to do you all the kinds of proper. Other Half, Brooklyn. Have you been there? Have you been in any of their 75 other locations? Have you had this beer? Have you had this beer And I'd be curious because I'm pretty sure this is like I don't know if it's a regular rotational beer, but I think it's like, it's not the first time it came out. I think it's been out several different times. Like I said, I don't even remember I could have reviewed it before. Have you had this batch? This one that's coming in from July 10th of 2023 out of Brooklyn. Is this how this beer usually is? Have you had this one? Have you had ones? How does this one treat you? All that fun stuff. Down there. Review's over. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Hopefully you're enjoying a little internal Civil War level turmoil inside your Lactose IPAs. And hope to see you next time. Cheers, y'all.